Are you cutting your hair yourself and you end up creating a harsh line like this? Or you're cutting someone else's hair and you just see that line there and you're saying to yourself, how do I get rid of it? Well, it can be rather difficult or it can be fairly simple. So what you need to do is you need to go back and trace your steps and follow along the path of how you first started. So say we have a number 3 guard right here and went up and it's not really cutting anything. What we need to do is we need to start to kind of work the clipper up to where it just touches and it's just starting to hit that area that you want to have the line removed. Now what you need to do is you need to be careful, because if you go too high up, what could happen is you could create a whole other line. So you really have to do this in a kind of slow, steady process, especially if you're doing it yourself and it's difficult to kind of hold the mirror up. The key also is the hand movement or the wrist movement. As you can see, and you watch a lot of barbers and guys who use people who use clippers, they're doing a lot of a flicking out motion like this. And you can see already what's happening is we're removing that weight. The reason you're getting a line is because that's a weight line. This is not blended into this. Theoretically, that's really what's happening. You know, it's not connected together or blended, going from the shorter into the longer. Once you do that, then that's what this little lever here is for. You flick that up like this. See how the blade goes up, making it longer. So now we're working in just a slightly higher part of the haircut, but we're now blending in the layer above that, which is then creating more of a seamless transition. And now once we're done with that, then we can go with the clipper. And as you can see, I'm working my way up the head shape this way and flicking up to create a much softer blend. And then that is what these guards are for. So this is a number 3 guard right here. There we go. It's number 3 guard from wall. And the whole point of switching the guards is to go from shorter to longer. And if you don't know this, the lower the number, the shorter it's going to be. So this is a number 2 guard, which means it's going to be much, a good amount shorter. But if you want to go from a 2 into a 3, you bring the lever all the way down and you slightly start to work up towards the longer part, which you faded. So then it's all about, again, building the structure of the haircut. So now it gets a little more challenging, where if you do have other clipper guards, you just continue to work your way up the head shape and leaving it longer when you get towards this area. You don't ever want to go too high with the clippers. Another thing that you can do is the classic scissor over comb. This is almost impossible to do yourself, but if you are one of those people who does cut hair, you cut your husband's hair or you cut your son's hair or whoever's hair you're cutting, if you're doing it at home, what you need to do is you need to lock the comb in and look for the longer inconsistencies in the haircut. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to blend them and balance it out and really get rid of that weight line. That's what you're doing, is you're removing weight. So you're not going to see any sort of shelves. And the best way to do this, in my opinion, as you can see, we've got much more of a seamless transition. The best way to do this, in my opinion, is on dry hair, because dry hair is when you can see everything more precisely, and the hair is going to react much differently as compared to when the hair is wet. And I've learned this myself over the years. Trust me, it works. When I see people trying to fade hair or cut hair, blend this in when it's wet, I just go, oh God, they're in for a shock when they dry it. Now, the last key thing to this is when you're cutting, you want to make sure you're using just the thumb like this. You don't want to chomp down. You want to just keep this steady and mostly use the thumb here like this. And you want to keep the comb and the scissor in sync together. You want to make sure that they're kind of married together and they're working in sync simultaneously, step by step throughout the entire process. And you could see I'm working upwards. Also, very, very important is make sure you comb the hair. Whether you're a professional stylist, barber, doesn't matter, always comb the hair. The comb isn't just there to use as a blending tool, because when you comb the hair down, that's when you're seeing the results. You may have this all up like this, looks perfect, and then when that person combs the hair down and they see this harsh line, they're gonna go, oh my gosh, what happened? I thought we got rid of it. So it's very, very important to cut the hair as well as comb constantly to make sure that you're seeing how the hair is falling down. And don't be afraid. You see what I'm doing here? Is I'm changing my angle of approach, and I'm working around the head shape because everyone's head shape is different. Everyone's hair grows differently in certain parts of their head. So what you need to do is kind of contour your cutting to that person's head to ensure that it's going to really be the best for that particular person. And does everybody cut hair like this, or does everybody kind of blend in like this? You know, I'm not saying I'm the best at all, but you know, I do take pride in what I do, and unfortunately not everybody, you know, will put this attention to detail, especially if you're going to a place and they have 10-15 minutes to cut your hair. Some guys can bang out a super great fade or blend in a matter of, you know, 10 minutes or so. That's amazing. But again, if you're doing this yourself, don't be ashamed or afraid to take your time with it. If you're having someone else do it, you know, for you at home or whatever, again, follow these steps, which would be very, very helpful. Another quick tip here is when you get into this area, into the corners, this is probably going to be one of the biggest tips. I do suggest using thinning shears or blending shears, which I've done a video on. Another little tip is I use the wide teeth of the comb, depending on the different hair type. The fine teeth, there's a lot more room for mistakes because you can actually take a huge chunk of hair off, because look at the difference of how that hair is compared to this. All right, this is a lot more forgiving. When you get to this point in through here, instead of holding the scissors horizontally, change it to vertically, lift the hair and point cut. Again, we're using just the thumb here, but point cut into that weight line, and that's going to soften it even more. That's probably one of the biggest takeaways and tips of this whole video, is by point cutting vertically, you are then removing excess weight and creating a much better and softer blend, like so. Please let me know in the comments below if you're going to try this. If you watch this video, then you do try it. Come back and let me know in the comments below if, like, oh my gosh, Steven, this was a lifesaver. I really would love to know. Again, I have over 1,500 videos on my YouTube channel. If there's something you're searching for in particular, like how to make your hair curly, how to make your hair wavy, how to straighten your hair, just search those on YouTube and just simply add The Salon Guy. All one word, The Salon Guy, after your search query, and then you'll probably come up with the video that you're asking me about. So please research and do some searching on my channel for specific hair videos. Let me know in the comments below if you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for more videos with The Salon Guy.